Well, good morning, YouTubers. If you're watching this as a rerun, you can skip ahead 11 minutes, 11:11. Until then, we're just making sure all the stations can get hooked up here, ready to go. Audio's coming through loud and clear. And I should double check my audio. There you go. Download. And I'm ready. Mr. Bulgy, good morning. Waylon, morning. Scott, Blue watching the game. SDSU all the way, baby. I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to go elk hunting, but I taught at SDSU for a few years, and I am what they consider a, what do they call me now? I get this in the mail all the time. It comes to Professor Scott Bachmeyer. But I taught at a credit course there for a while. Ears up. That's right. I made a lot of money off of the SDSU, NDSU game years ago, so I'm good. Magic Mike Wagner's filling in. Good morning, buddy. Dave, Minnesota guy, good morning and Merry Christmas to you. It is that way, isn't it? Yeah. Happy ivermectin Saturday, ladies and gents. Yowza. Merry Christmas. Morning, Brian. Emeritus? What's that, Gene? No idea what that means. Morning, Dan Brown. Should we get Shelby on here? Shelby Arman. She still got a North Dakota number. What's up with that? See if she answers faster than her dad does.
Good morning.
Morning, Shelby. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Well, you're live on YouTube pre-show right now, so what you say will be used against you in a court of law.
That sounds good. I'm just trying to get the TV volume down. I got JW here too.
J-Dubs. You guys at the cabin or what?
Yeah, we're at the cabin.
Okay.
Connor and Dad are coyote hunting.
I see. When is he going to pop the question? What's his deal?
I don't know.
Good grief.
Hopefully soon. It was just his birthday yesterday, so maybe now that he's 23, he'll feel like an adult. I don't know.
Is he older or younger than you?
Oh, younger.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's scared. He's just a scared little puppy.
I know.
That's why. I see.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Oh, well. Can't be much younger than you. I mean, good grief. You can't be. You can't be more than 23. What the hell?
I'm 27. I'm getting old.
Really? No.
Oh, yeah. I'm just aging really well. I still get carded, so I'm real happy when they card me. And they're like 22.
They carded me in Nashville. Don't be all high and mighty about yourself now. And they know damn well I'm over 21. Don't worry about that. I think it's just a feel good. No, I did not know that. I thought you were in your young 20s. Golly.
Nope. I got kicked off parents' health insurance at 26. That was a tough one. And yep. into the adult world.
So different than when I grew up.
I know it's tough.
Jesse says, can't remember if you like them or not. I'm having crab legs for the football game. Head up after the show. Hell to the no. The good Lord hid the nasty animals in the water and put the good animals on land. I'm not going up for crab legs. So.
That's funny. You don't like crab?
Nope. The smell of seafood when it is cooked makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, the smell isn't super great.
Yeah.
But dip those nice legs in some butter. It's pretty good. We're having lobster tails and steak, the old surf and turf on Sunday or Monday.
So here's the thing. If you need, it's like when people say, the best way to make grouse is to cut it up in strips, wrap it in bacon, put it in the oven. When you get it out, you unwrap it, throw the grouse away, and eat the bacon. Right? If you have to use a massive amount of butter to eat your food, it's not that good. Yeah.
That's what they say. Yeah, if you it's a good steak if you don't have to use any.
So the very first steak I ever had that I had no sauce or anything I put on was down in Florida. One of the top 3 steaks I've ever had in my life, and it was expensive, but it was really good. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I was in Nashville, and we went out with the lady that took us out to eat. Took us to a very, very expensive restaurant. The only meat that was on the menu was Wagyu.
Oh yeah.
Center cut, right? $165 or $265, whatever it was. It was expensive.
Dang.
But
yeah,
that was the only meat on the entire menu, so I ordered it. Was not impressed.
Really?
Was not impressed. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to stick with the OG back straps.
Yeah. All right. Stations 703 coming up here. Excuse me. 8:03 Central Time. On Mark. Now you know the delay that YouTube has. All right. Eric, good morning from the garage. Good. Gene, the mayor of Mobridge, the proper way to eat grouse is to throw it away and eat the bacon. I agree. NDSU versus SDSU. Go Rabbits.
It's really good.
So that's a challenge for you now that you live in South Dakota. Who you rooting for?
I know. I think I got to go for the Rabbits now.
Damn right. Wagyu is greasy. So the one that I had was it was really fatty. And I get it that a lot of people like that. And here's the reason I don't care for prime rib is because it's like 60% fat. And if I don't get me wrong, the prime rib meat is good, but if I'm going to go in a restaurant and somebody says, "Hey, we're going out for prime rib tonight," I have a hard time paying for fat that I'm not going to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So give me the prime rib ends. I'm fine with that.
So I just give them my fat off of my steaks.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Do a little bit mixing it, but I'm not just going to gnaw on the blubber part.
Yeah. My mother-in-law eats the grizzle off a steak and the bone. She'll gnaw on the bone and leaves the actual meat sit on her plate.
Oh my God.
Crazy. Yeah. All right. 60 seconds, 60 and a half seconds, 90. I'm a cheapskate. Top sirloin. You get more meat per bite. Fair enough.
I feel like those are always tough. Chewy.
Depends on how you make it.
Yeah. Everywhere, even like stuff I go to, it's just like,
I could just do a YouTube pre-show and have more comments come in than I do during the show. 60 seconds, station 60 seconds. Well, how are you? How's the dental hygienist thing going for you?
It's good. Really busy.
Yeah.
I'm off this week from work, but this last week was just nuts. But it's going well. I love my job, my
Good.
office I work for. And I work for the guy who originally owned it is a huge hunter.
Good.
He's been all over. His trophy room is giant.
I think I got to get one of my crowns checked on here. That was done years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
All right, stand by, Shelby. We got 20 seconds of showtime going quiet with you. Stations, 15 seconds. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Good to have you along here today. Scott Bachmeyer with you as we are the longest running live talk show on the outdoor side of things in the tri-state area, probably in 6 states and a couple Canadian provinces. So welcome back to the program. Shelby Arman, Hill City, South Dakota gal, is my guest here today. Shelby, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing good. Thank you.
All right. So you're visiting your dad. Your dad took your boyfriend out coyote hunting this morning.
Yep.
So my question is, of all the ultimate outdoor adventure TV shows that I've watched, why has there never been a coyote hunting program?
Because I would say because my dad's just always too focused on killing deer. And if he sees one, but he never really takes the time to go out and whack them.
Well, the thing is, you only get so many deer tags, but, coyote season is forever.
I know, yeah. I'm not sure why that is. For that, maybe he'll start getting into it a little bit more. But
are you worried that he took your boyfriend out there coyote hunting? They always say 2 go out, but only 1 come back. Is that worry you at all?
I think my money actually might be on Connor, so he might be okay.
Well, I tell you what, Shelby resides currently in the Hill City area, the Black Hills of South Dakota. You know what's coming up. You know what's coming up December 26th, don't you?
Yep, it's kitty cat season.
Kitty cat season, South Dakota. And you and your boyfriend, which we're going to have a talk with him, by the way. Well, you guys love cat season. You love hunting mountain lions, and it's for the residents of South Dakota and the Black Hills. That's like a national holiday down there. And
it really is.
Yeah, so give us a little background. I mean, how many cats have you helped get on and track, and how do you go about this in the Black Hills?
Well, and I'm not going to be super specific on it, but basically in the Black Hills, you boot track them, and then you can you have to draw the Custer State Park, dog eggs. So we can't just run dogs. So mainly, most of the cat hunting done is by boot hunting them. And the last few years I've been around, and Connor just really got into it the last, probably just when I met him, actually, a few years ago. But they've knocked down a few cats, and I've been a part of a couple of them, and it was pretty cool. Your best odds are if you can find a kill, to sit over a kill, and that was the one I was a part of. But I didn't even see the cat until it was dead. I mean, they're so elusive, and they see you way before you see them.
That's a crazy thing. You look at a barn cat. All right, and we have all of our barn cats are super, super wild. I mean, we have no tame cats in our place here. And you see how elusive they are and how quick they can move. Then you put that into a 120-pound cat, and they're just as quick and elusive, and it's crazy how quick they are. Now, when you say boot hunt, that means you're on your feet and you're tracking them.
Yeah. Yep. You're just tracking yourself on their tracks, and it's crazy.
You can't use dogs to track them in South Dakota?
You can out on the prairie, just not in the Black Hills.
Gotcha.
But out on the prairie, you can.
Yeah.
You can run dogs. And then if you want to do it in the Black Hills, you have to draw that tag.
Yeah. So last year, South Dakota always has kind of the same rules. 60 cats, but a limit of 40 females, then it's closed up.
Correct.
Last year, they took a total of 47 cats. How many of those did you guys take?
Oh my gosh, my memory. I would say two or
Yeah.
2 or 3. I can't remember. 2 or 3.
How exciting is it to get on one that's treed?
I've never been on one that's treed.
Oh,
and
really?
neither of,
Oh,
yep, they've always just shot them on the ground. Yep, they've never had one like tree. Connor's had some crazy experiences of like cats running past them, like chasing deer, and it missed, and then it ended up sitting on his haunches, and he ended up shooting it.
yeah, they're just it's just amazing how big those animals get. So, you look at the Black Hills, they got a high limit. In the western side of North Dakota, they usually limit to 6 to 8, depends on the year. And then they have a late season for a couple more. And then the east side of North Dakota is like the prairie in South Dakota. It's a different unit. It's a different tag limit over there. So in the Black Hills, I was there yesterday. I ran down and did a little work on the old place down in Lead, South Dakota. And it's just amazing how thick things can get. When you're trying to track these cats in the snow, how many miles do you put on before you actually get up on top of one of these cats?
Yeah, many. Because half the time, I remember last year, the year before, you're just walking and walking, and you may never even catch up to them. It just depends how fresh the track was. And half the time, it's not even a heater of a track. That's why and we haven't had any snow too, so it'll be interesting. Last year, we actually got super lucky, and the day it opened, we got dumped on, and they killed the first cat of the season. Connor did last year.
That first one last year, if I'm looking right here, was a 2-year-old female.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That was the first cat. It was opening morning.
Well, it's crazy. And you got to turn this into the Game Fish and Parks Department down there, each one. So question comes in, says, what caliber of rifle are you using for cats, or what are you using to shoot them?
Gosh, I'm trying to think. I think I was carrying around a 243, but the boys have been using a little bit, and I'm not super great with guns, so I don't know, but a little bit bigger because they want that thing. If they hit it, they want it to drop.
Right.
So I can't remember what it was.
But you're carrying a 243.
243, yeah. And then now I just actually got my gun back down to the hills. So I'll probably run with my little 6.5 Creedmoor.
Good girl. See, I knew I liked you for some reason way back in the day, the very first interview. Now we're here sitting here 20 years later. Good grief.
I said my D died twice in my first interview.
Yeah. You remember that? I still have that interview. I should pull that out one time. Yeah.
I didn't realize I said it either to my dad afterwards. Was like, your deer died twice. And I was like, I guess.
So just to let the audience know that are listening, the first time I interviewed Shelby, she got her first deer, and I was interviewing her in Shield Sporting Goods. And I said, so how did it go? And you gave me the story. You're so excited about telling me. You said, I shot the deer, it died, and then it got up and it ran a little bit, and then I shot it and killed it again. And but that's the fun part about your first deer, right? I mean, you remember that one.
Yeah, that was I was a 7th grader.
7th grade. Holy moly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm glad you're getting older, and your dad and I are still staying the same age there, Shelby. So.
Oh yeah, he refused to turn 60 this year. He's like, I'm going backwards now.
Well, it depends on what age you feel is over the hill, and I'm still not believing that 60's over the hill yet. So we got plenty of time ahead of us. Anyway, cat hunting, Black Hills of South Dakota opening up here next week. And North Dakota's open right now. I got to check in. I haven't checked a whole lot of what the tally is right now, but it's usually during deer season you see a whole bunch of those. I'll get that during the break. Shelby Arman's my guest. Shelby, stay with me here. We're going to take a 5-minute break here as we go into great sponsors that have been with me for many, many years on Dakota Prairie Outdoors, and a big thanks to all the radio stations that continue to carry my program all throughout the years. Over 20 years doing this here. We'll be back right after these messages on Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. The 31st annual Top Cut Bull Sale is Saturday, January 25th at the 21 Angus Ranch, New England, North Dakota, 1 p.m. sale time. Selling 170 Top Cut bulls featuring proven sires like Baldridge Flagstone, Ellingson Badlands, Musgrave Stunner, and Baldridge Pappy. Born and raised right at the ranch to give you well-mannered, extremely uniform, and deep-bodied genetics. No hoof trimming, no creep feed, and free wintering. For a catalog or to view sale videos, go to 21angus.com. Join the Wolf family for their 31st annual 21 Angus Ranch Top Cut Bull Sale, Saturday, January 25th at the ranch east of New England.
I'm Dale Paulke with Dakota Community Bank and Trust, the bank that puts community in its name. We're not just any bank. We're your trusted partner in lending. With a strong commitment to our local communities, we go above and beyond to support and uplift the areas we serve. From providing personalized lending solutions to supporting local businesses and organizations, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, where the community is at the heartbeat of everything we do.
Equal housing lender.
Bowman Livestock Marketing, serving the tri-state area for all of your livestock marketing needs. Eastern Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota. You can be sure of great care for your cattle and top price at sale time. Call Austin Snook at 307-290-2161. That's 307-290-2161 for more information or just to talk cattle markets. You can also find them on Facebook and go to their website, bowmanlivestockmarketing.com. There's a reason you're seeing more Red Angus cattle in the country. Great mama cows, high weaning weights, and easy keepers. With a family that bases their entire operation on faith, honesty, and trust. You can see those values in their 30-plus years in the Red Angus breed. Schriefer Red Angus, the breed that generates a positive return on investment. SchrieferRedAngus.com. MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Mo Rest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Western Frontier Insurance, agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or talking animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered with price in mind. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, Wilton, Bowman, and Hettinger. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. This portion of the program is brought to you by Freedom Repair. Whether it's a tractor, baler, your cutter, your combine, or air seeder, Freedom Repair comes to you and helps you get fixed up and back in the field. 19-plus years experience. Give Lucas Kelly a call at 701-440-1945. That's 701-440-1945. Freedom Repair, veteran-owned and operated. There's a reason you're seeing more Red Angus cattle in the country. Great mama cows, high weaning weights, and easy keepers. With a family that bases their entire operation on faith, honesty, and trust. You can see those values in their 30-plus years in the Red Angus breed. Schriefer Red Angus, the breed that generates a positive return on investment. SchrieferRedAngus.com. Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty would like to invite you to their January sales on January 9th, 159 acres in McHenry County, 314 acres in Pierce County, and 599 acres in Sheridan County. Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty would like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. For more information on upcoming sales, go to Pfeiffer's.com.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. On the eve before Christmas week here, hopefully you have a very Merry Christmas with you and your family out there. Shelby Arman with Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. I don't know if a co-host or the star of the program. I'm not sure what you would call it here, but your dad's been doing this for over 20 years as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. I don't even know. I lost track after the 20 month.
Did you ever see one of his very first programs when he filmed it with a VHS recording camera that you used to put on your shoulder?
I think I did. I know the camera. He probably still has it.
Did you remember he had a mullet? Did you remember that?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Wow.
I got a picture right here at the ranch that looks like he's got one going a little bit.
Well, here's the thing is it's coming back now. You see all these people in the NFR, they're all wearing the mullets and the I don't know what you call the mustache. Like I call it a highway patrolman mustache. Is that an in thing? I mean, is your boyfriend have one of those too or what?
Nope. But I don't know what it is, but I see it too, but I think that's a little bit of the younger generation.
It's a creepy thing is what I think it is. Anyway, talking to Shelby Arman here about hunting the Black Hills of South Dakota. You also, you hunt more than that here. You came back to North Dakota. You went East River and you went deer hunting and did very well. Tell us about that deer hunt.
Yeah, that was awesome. We were just hunting a place, maybe just the caliber of deer they have and whatnot. But we had, I think I took off work on Monday on that opening weekend, and we went down there. And it wasn't super cold, so that makes it a little bit tougher. And these deer hide in this super tall CRP. But this the buck I killed this year, he came in and it was actually a sugar show. It's always kind of a sugar show with me and a gun.
What's that mean? You got these new terminology out. We have no idea what the heck you're talking about. Sugar show.
But yeah, he came in, and actually I was Connor was getting ready to help me, like kind of get on him a little bit. We were opening up windows, and I ended up just taking control of myself, and I shot, and he wasn't even on him with the camera.
Oh no.
But then I had to shoot him just one more time, and I dropped him, but he got that. But he was like, I was not expecting that from you.
No,
so it was fun.
So Connor also he has a YouTube channel, doesn't he?
Yep,
yeah.
He does.
What's it called again?
I think it's just Brockhouse on YouTube, or maybe Brockhouse Outdoors, but yeah, just Brockhouse.
Okay.
On YouTube.
Does he show any of your hunts on these?
Nope.
What?
Nope. It's just the boys. Yep. I don't think I'm on it. I may appear in them, but.
Good grief. We got to, I hope your dad's having a talk with him coyote hunting. You got to think about it. It's like, I'm going to, and your dad texted me this morning. He's like, is it okay if Shelby comes on? I'm taking her boyfriend hunting. I'm like, you bet you will. We're going to have a talk with this boy here, and there's no doubt about that. So anyway, so East River deer. So tell us, what's the difference between East River versus West River? Because you've hunted West River a long time. What's the difference in caliber of deer? Because they have a lot more cropland over there.
Yeah, I would say that you can tell the difference between corn-fed and not.
Yeah.
They're a lot bigger.
And they taste better.
Yeah, like I don't know what it is, but yeah, even the deer I killed this year, his cape was beautiful. Yeah. But yeah, they just get to that next level with those nutrients. We're in the black, when you get like towards West River, like the Black Hills and that, you just don't. It's not farmland. They just don't have the nutrients.
So the Black Hills deer, let's go whitetail. Okay, let's just go whitetail versus whitetail. And East River, North or South Dakota versus, because I hunted the East River, South Dakota a few times when I was living down there. And West River, South Dakota or North Dakota, whitetail deer. How much difference in size do you think that there is?
Oh, for a Black Hills deer, I mean, 130-inch Black Hills deer is a big deer,
really?
And there's still some bombers, like I remember we went to one of the sports shows at the Civic Center in Rapid, and they do like a big buck contest, and someone brought in a tank, probably 170, but I mean, few and far in between, but they're there. It's tough and Black Hills deer just seem to do weird stuff. They're not, like really patternable, like a deer going into the cornfield every day, the same spot, but
Yeah, so there's still some good ones out there. How about mule deer? What's the deer look like in your area in the Black Hills? Because here at the ranch, we had a big decimation of whitetail and mule deer. The deer numbers are really, really low right now. What's it look like in the Black Hills of South Dakota?
I mean, just from, personally, like I drive through past Mount Rushmore every day on my way to work, but the only mule deer I see are like in the park.
Okay.
So I don't see, like, I mainly see whitetails, but I see the mule deer, like, in the little town of Keystone and stuff, but not regularly. If we're just driving around in the hills, it's more whitetail I see anyway. I'm not sure what other people see them, but yeah, definitely.
So yesterday when I was going down through Deadwood and through Lead and then coming back, the most mule deer I saw were in town.
Yeah, it's crazy. The town.
And that probably because people feed them too. I mean, people like to see that, and they enjoy that a little bit. I also between Buffalo and Belle Fourche, right around one of the curves down there. Yesterday, the highway, I don't know if it's DOT or whoever is doing this, but there must have been a mass herd of deer crossing the road. And I don't know if a semi hit him or what, but this guy was picking up all the carcasses.
Oh, my goodness.
He had a long bed pickup that was heaped up probably 5 feet above it, picking up all these carcasses. And it gets a guy wondering, like our numbers are down. And you wonder how many actually get hit by vehicles across North and South Dakota. It's got to be a massive amount of deer. It really is. Yeah.
One, like, maybe a couple a week, I feel like. I just saw he's probably 130-inch whitetail by Reptile Garden crushed.
Yeah. I love reptile. Okay, question comes in, says, if deer are in town, does that indicate a higher cat population, that the cats are pushing them into town?
Yeah, no, it could be. I think we definitely have a cat problem for sure. There is a kitty cat problem.
So my question is, how do you judge how many cats are in the Black Hills? I mean, what would the population? I mean, how do they determine population? No different than in North Dakota too. I mean, you can fly over and you can do your deer surveys. You might scare up a cat here or there, but how do you know? I know in North Dakota, I was told by Jeb Williams a long time ago. He said, we go by how many cats are taken. That's what determines on how the population. But in South Dakota, it's been 60 with the first 40 females forever. So, I mean, how do you, it's been like, I think 5 years since the actual 60 number has been taken, last year, 47 cats. So, I mean, they have not been taken the full quota, but they don't lower the quota either. So that's got to be tough to try to determine where and how many cats are actually in the Black Hills.
Yeah. And just by, it's definitely tough to boot track them, your odds are definitely against you. So it's not even a good representation either. And then you got to find the people like that are killing them that are, putting in the work and effort, and then you got to wait for the snow because you can't track them without snow. So it's just tough.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's like, I think there's a lot more cats than we think there are.
I agree with you, especially as sneaky as they are. I saw somebody posted, I think it was a TikTok video and somewhere in South Dakota. I'm not sure where it was, probably by, what's the lake south of Lead before you get to Hill C? What's that big lake? Pactola. There you go. And somebody was posting a game camera. Somebody was walking on a trail, and 30 seconds later, mountain lion was right behind him, following his tracks.
Yeah. If they don't want to be seen, they're not going to be seen.
Yeah. And you don't know if they're going to be behind you or not. But anyway, second part of the program coming up. Shelby, stay with me here. We got another 5-minute break if you need to go grab some coffee or a donut or whatever you want to do. We'll be back with more with Shelby Arman coming up, talking about hunting in the Black Hills of South Dakota, East River, North Dakota, and wherever else she hunts. And we'll have that coming your way. Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition continues all across the Dakota Territory and on my YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in at Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. We'll be back with more after these sponsors on Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. The 31st annual Top Cut Bull Sale is Saturday, January 25th at the 21 Angus Ranch, New England, North Dakota, 1 p.m. sale time. Selling 170 Top Cut bulls featuring proven sires like Baldridge Flagstone, Ellingson Badlands, Musgrave Stunner, and Baldridge Pappy. Born and raised right at the ranch to give you well-mannered, extremely uniform, and deep-bodied genetics. No hoof trimming, no creep feed, and free wintering. For a catalog or to view sale videos, go to 21angus.com. Join the Wolf family for their 31st annual 21 Angus Ranch Top Cut Bull Sale, Saturday, January 25th at the ranch east of New England.
I'm Dale Paulke with Dakota Community Bank and Trust, the bank that puts community in its name. We're not just any bank, we're your trusted partner in lending. With a strong commitment to our local communities, we go above and beyond to support and uplift the areas we serve. From providing personalized lending solutions to supporting local businesses and organizations, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, where the community is at the heartbeat of everything we do.
Equal housing lender.
Bowman Livestock Marketing, serving the tri-state area for all of your livestock marketing needs. Eastern Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota. You can be sure of great care for your cattle and top price at sale time. Call Austin Snook at 307-290-2161. That's 307-290-2161 for more information or just to talk cattle markets. You can also find them on Facebook and go to their website, bowmanlivestockmarketing.com. There's a reason you're seeing more Red Angus cattle in the country. Great mama cows, high weaning weights, and easy keepers. With a family that bases their entire operation on faith, honesty, and trust. You can see those values in their 30-plus years in the Red Angus breed. Schriefer Red Angus, the breed that generates a positive return on investment. SchrieferRedAngus.com. MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Mo Rest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Western Frontier Insurance, agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or talking animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered with price in mind. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, Wilton, Bowman, and Hettinger. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. This portion of the program is brought to you by Freedom Repair. Whether it's your tractor, baler, your cutter, your combine, or air seeder, Freedom Repair comes to you and helps you get fixed up and back in the field. 19-plus years experience. Give Lucas Kelly a call at 701-440-1945. That's 701-440-1945. Freedom Repair, veteran-owned and operated. There's a reason you're seeing more Red Angus cattle in the country. Great mama cows, high weaning weights, and easy keepers. With a family that bases their entire operation on faith, honesty, and trust. You can see those values in their 30-plus years in the Red Angus breed. Schriefer Red Angus, the breed that generates a positive return on investment. SchrieferRedAngus.com. Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty would like to invite you to their January sales on January 9th, 159 acres in McHenry County, 314 acres in Pierce County, and 599 acres in Sheridan County. Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty would like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. For more information on upcoming sales, go to Pfeiffer's.com.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. Heard all across the Dakota Territory. Good to have you along here today. It looks to be actually a beautiful day here at the ranch, and I have an elk tag to fill. Shelby Arman is with me here. Shelby, I got a question about elk hunting for you. You ready?
Yep.
I've been following this big boy, and they always say big deer, big animals, big goats, big elk. They don't get big by being stupid.
Correct.
And this bugger has eluded me for 2.5 weeks. And whether it's the wind is in the wrong position or whatever, but right now he is huddled up with 21 other bull elk. And not all of them are big, right? I mean, there's some raghorns in there and some spikes and what have you. But when you got that many eyes checking out everything that's going around him, it is very difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Give me the advice I need to go out today and try to get this big boy down.
Oh, man. Well, you're talking to somebody that's never killed an elk. But
I don't care.
So this
Here's
cannot be
the thing, Shelby. I've learned after 22 years of marriage that the girls are always right. Okay? That's the first thing you got to teach your boyfriend, by the way. All right.
I think, yeah, he really is very good about disagreeing with me and avoiding confrontation. He'd be the one to talk to. He just killed a bull in Arizona and New Mexico and had an opportunity at one in Colorado.
Yeah.
He's a big elk killer.
So I had him at 800 yards and the wind was wrong. But I was very, very close because I like long range shooting. And
so it's tag?
What's that?
Is your elk tag a rifle tag?
It's anything tag, but I'm using a rifle right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But if it wouldn't have been as windy as it was, and the wind was blowing right into him, and the only way to get on him was to come in from that direction, and it just isn't worked out yet. And I don't know about you. I know your dad would agree with this. It is more exciting for me to help my neighbor who's over 70 years old get on their elk and try to get a shot off than it is for me. So
that's super fun.
Yeah, it is. So
I love just being part of it, but I have not been a part of a elk hunt yet. Although my dad's actually, when he drew his North Dakota tag, that was really fun.
Oh, yeah. So, but anyway, hopefully I'll get on them here. I got a couple weeks left here. North Dakota season stops January 5th is when the last day is, I believe. So still got some time on that, but man, it has been, I could take cows all day long, but them bulls, man, they are sneaky. And, and they're not in the rut right now. So there's no calling them. There's no, trying to entice them in anywhere. So it's a little bit tougher that way. And it got really cold really quickly. So they're all bunched up together, and that makes it tough too.
I would just keep going every single day and just wait for him to mess up. He'll mess up eventually.
Well, the tough thing about it, an animal that lives outside every day of its life versus me is they know where to go and they know where to hide.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So so let's talk a little bit. I always do this with your dad. We always get into some of the political side of things. I'm going to do that with you a little bit. So chronic waste disease is being portrayed as just a decimation of all animals, and there's a lot of money being pumped into it. And but EHD takes way more animals and kills way more animals than CWD does. How is the take on it in South Dakota? What's the atmosphere in South Dakota when it comes to CWD or EHD in that state?
I'm not entirely sure on that. I know,
good. And I say this because that's good. You don't want to scare the public saying everything has CWD and they're going to die.
Yeah. There's people that, I don't know where it was just the other day. I was hearing someone say something, or maybe it was like on Facebook but I'm like, I don't hear a lot of it. I try to, live under a rock a little bit and stay away from it. What did they say? Like ignorance is bliss. But Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard like a ton of it. Like I hear, from my dad, 'cause he really gets into it and whatnot. And then, but yeah, it's not like from what I've heard, just talking to like all hunters, just because the boys know a lot of people. I haven't heard a whole lot about it.
Good.
But
Good.
CW, but THC is where, that's where I hear it. We were just talking about it last night.
Yeah. And that's good because I don't think you need to scare the public at all into thinking one way or the other. So that's
Yeah.
good to hear.
I mean, people hopping on that don't know anything,
Right. So
We need to say-
as a girl that hunts, do you get across some of these people that are just mad at you and think that you're the worst person ever? Like they email me all the time when I shoot a porcupine.
I definitely get my fair share on my Instagram post.
Yeah.
But and then I know Dad gets a lot of stuff about and when I killed my bear like whatever 10 years ago, I get some things. But yeah, I get the comments here and there about people saying I'm a terrible person. But I'm like, they don't even know where their meat comes from. Like it doesn't just appear.
Right.
Things die.
Yeah. And it's a management tool. And
Yeah.
that's one thing that they don't understand is, the reason that we hunt is, I mean, there's a couple of reasons by any means, but it's definitely a management tool. Do you worry about them on Instagram? Like if you're on your Instagram and you see somebody comment, do you get into the keyboard warrior back and forth or do you just let it go?
I just let it go.
Yeah.
I mean, those people, I'm like, they're so bored and need a hobby, and that may be. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, the amount of energy you got to be putting into being a negative Nelly, it's just ridiculous. I'm like, I don't even know what made you wake up this morning and be like, I'm gonna go attack somebody personally on social media.
Yeah.
It's pathetic, it just speaks volumes about their character.
Yeah. I got a lady over in Sioux Falls that just is despising Scott Bachmeyer right now.
Oh,
because
no.
I made a comment that somebody put on their social media. Taylor Swift, if she would show up to the NFR, do you think there'd be more people watching the NFR? And I said, keep Taylor Swift away from the NFR because she's anti-egg and she's anti-hunting. And I posted and I said, let's keep rodeo still the true the last patriotic sport around. Holy cow, did she get after me?
Oh my
to the
gosh.
point where she was like, well, cowboys don't like successful, intelligent women anyway. So I had to comment back. I'm like, evidently you don't know our women out here.
Yeah. You're looking at the Buckle Bunny, the fake ones.
And I was like, I would love for her to talk to my wife and say that my wife's not smart, intelligent, and successful. And but anyway, you get these people on social media, and I just laughed at it. I just giggle, and everybody's like waiting for me to come back on social media and go against with. I'm like, I don't do that very often. I'll try to make light of it as best I can. And I'm not saying that Taylor Swift's not talented. I'm just saying that she is not what rodeo needs at this point.
Yeah, I would say, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I'm say that loud and proud. I'm not.
Good for you. The mayor of Mobridge says haters probably have lower heat bills in the winter because they're burning up inside. It's good stuff. But I mean, as a gal, I mean, if guys get this all the time, I mean, you see the hunting industry, especially on the television side, is predominantly male focused, right? I mean, that's how it is. You see some of the ladies that are on the television side and doing their thing, Melissa Bachman and Tiffany Lakowski and all those gals. But yeah, I just curious how they go about taking that heat. Because it can't be easy. I mean, whether it's on Instagram or any of the social media platforms, and that's where it usually comes from, right? I mean, you don't get emails, right?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think I have my email out there for people either.
I know, but people can find stuff. I mean, everywhere anymore. I mean, I get phone calls. I mean, I put my number out here on my radio program, so I mean, it's out there worldwide. And but when it comes to the social media side, it's like they got to have something better to do. You know what would be better is if they go out there and actually try to do some hunting and see how difficult it actually is.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's not for the weak, that's for sure.
Well,
I think that, sometimes I look at, some posts where it could be very controversial, and I go to the comments and some people do, bark back. I see my dad, like I tag him in all my posts. So I think there's been a couple times where I'm just, feeling a little barky and I'll say something back and he instantly texts me. He's like, you did not need to comment that back. I'm like, let me just have the W once, let them know that I am seen.
yeah,
But
I just, because I personally feel, like the ladies in hunting have a lot more influence on young kids,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I would say I sold my, one of my bows. It was a Hoyt, Eclipse, and this little girl, it was so sweet. I posted it on my Instagram, but somewhere along the lines, her family shoots Hoyt and she was getting into it and she went to Hoyt's website and she said I was the only female pro staffer on there. And that's how she found me. And then ended up buying my bow from me. So that was really kind of cool.
Yeah.
That this little girl then ended up with my bow and she was keeping me updated on, her hunt. She was like, I'm going to go try to harvest tonight,
Yeah.
So that really warms my heart, especially the younger girls that are, trying to get out there. I'm like, yeah, it's a predominantly male industry, but I'm like, it sets you apart.
Yeah.
And it's just a really cool thing to get into. And even just my patients I talk to, and I have pictures of my hunting up there and they're like, that's so cool that, you go out and do that. And that's different. My granddaughter or my daughter wants to get into it. And I just tell her, I'm like, just keep taking her along, and she'll get hooked. And, it's a great, great passion to have.
So there's a website called The Hunting Page. And the last time I was on there doing a little research, according to they say, and I don't know who they are, but they say that the women in hunting has been on a rise over the last 10 years. And right now there's as many women hunters as there is male hunters. So,
Really?
and that for the first time ever, it's almost 50-50 split. And my question is the industry keeping up with bows, rifles, clothing? I mean, I remember back when I first interviewed you, you had to go in the guy section and buy clothing, hunting clothing. Is the ladies having their own stuff? Is it quality? Is it good stuff now? I mean, is that coming around? And maybe this is more in the southern states too, because I know the southern states really, really like their hunting. And
Yep.
are you seeing that coming across in the industry with, items that you have to buy to go out and do hunting?
Yeah, I'm seeing it. I still struggle a little bit, as far as these companies have women's clothing, but the depth isn't there of, what you need.
Right.
There's just the options that it does for the men's stuff. I do struggle a little bit with some of First Light stuff, the depth, and then there's some Connor wears Sitka, and so I steal some of his stuff that and it actually fits me really well. But yeah, I just think it depends on there's some, what is it, DSG, a lot of women wear or something like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I would still say they're trying, but it's still not the amount that there is for men's hunting clothing.
And that surprises me, when you see the statistics that there's as many female hunters as there's male hunters. And I'm going to say that I'm not politically correct, and I believe there's still only two genders, Shelby. So
Same.
I'm gonna get hate mail from this on my YouTube channel later on. I know I will, but there's male clothing and female clothing. But when I look at going through any of the sporting goods stores, it seems like there's a lot less on the women's side. Is it because men are too picky, and ladies are just like, this fits perfect?
No, I would say that's probably not. I'm picky about my clothes, but yeah, I don't know what it is. Because it's I just struggle with that a little bit, finding, there's stuff, and I don't mind wearing stuff a little bit bigger, and then I just layer up. But as far as even just the everyday, and I don't look super, into it. I just wear the same pants,
Yeah.
for the most part, and then when it gets cold, throw the big stuff over. But yeah, I know. I've seen those statistics.
So Josh is on the YouTube channel. He says, my son is going to pass his first bow on to his sister for Christmas. So we're hoping to get her into archery and archery hunting. I'm not a fan of rifle hunting. And I've told John this from the first day I met him. Archery hunting has made me a better hunter all around.
Yeah.
And nothing against rifle hunting. I have nothing against it. Don't get me wrong. I just feel that when you, and I'm a spot and stock guy, right? So I don't sit. I don't have the patience to sit in a blind.
I call it spotting and spooking.
I know your dad does that too, but I call sitting in a blind waiting and not hunting. You know?
Yep.
So I mean, it's all different ways about it, right? But I have no problem with them and what everybody does, but it makes you just that much better. I really do think if you're going to get into hunting, start with archery.
And it really, like, even just spotting and stalking too, like, I feel like opens up more opportunities because, you know, I've been a ground blind hunter my entire life in a tree stand, you know, growing up with Dad. And then when I met Connor, they're go, 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 you know, go hard, fail fast, you know, succeed fast. But so it's like really, you know, especially like just shot opportunities, you know, really open that up, like, where I could, you know, launch some arrows and, you know, you can get on it where, like, you know, if they're not going to, you know, like to say an animal or antelope, for instance, if they're not going to a water hole, like you still have that opportunity. You're not just limited to that, you know, one tactic on getting them.
You know, that, you know, when it comes to speed goats, that's tough. You know, I mean, if you're spotting stalking a speed goat, that's a lot different. It really is.
It really is. It'll, you know, trial and error with them. Like this year was super fun. I think my Wyoming goat I killed over water, and then Connor and I and one of his buddies was with us, and we stalked upon this antelope, and we actually decoyed it in. I've never decoyed an antelope in, and it was crazy. The thing came from 100 yards and just started coming in, and I'm sitting behind Connor, and he's just ranging him for me. He's like 80, 66, 55. This thing came all the way into probably like 28 yards. It was crazy, and then I crunched him, but
it's exciting though, isn't it?
It was. I'm sitting there, I'm like, is he gonna, like, he always pulls fast ones on me sometimes, like acting like, you know, something's gonna happen right now, and then he turns on, he's like, gotcha. But this one, nope. I looked around that decoy, that Montana decoy, and I was like, holy crap, he's here.
I remember the first time I went out in antelope hunting in Raleigh, North Dakota, right?
Yeah.
It was with my with my neighbor, and back then, for some reason, I don't know why, maybe people still do this, but back then, Shelby, everybody had a hanky. They had something to blow their nose in, and they were always white. This guy pulled his hanky out, and we didn't have camouflage back. I mean, we just had clothes on, and he started whipping his white hanky, and and this antelope came running up to him. You know, and it's just crazy how it is just the different ways that you see people hunted over the years. And I'm aging myself now, but it was what was his last name was Turnus, right north of Raleigh. Can't remember his first name, but it blew my mind when I saw him. He's just flashing that white hanky out, and here comes this buck antelope just come running up to him. And of course, he crazy. Didn't have archery. So
yeah, we were watching an old hunting shows like on DVD or something one time, and they were caribou hunting, and that's what he did. He had a big white sheet.
Yeah.
I'm like, so it works. You got to find the right goat, but it might work.
That's the thing about the hunting industry is like, oh, you got to buy this and you got to buy this. And these guys were using hankies back in the day and doing it. Shelby, we're up against the end of the radio side of things. We'll do a little bit of YouTube after hours here. Thank you so much for making a Saturday work for me and filling in for your dad. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
You bet. Shelby Arman, Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. And, you know, you can find her in Hill City. She's got the brightest smile in the western side of South Dakota. We'll have more coming up your way in my daily program and all these radio stations. Have a good weekend. Eat some meat, drink some milk, wear fur and wool, and have yourself just a dandy weekend. Enjoy. Merry Christmas, too. All right, stations. Thank you. Marvin Turnus. It was not Marvin Turnus. Shelby, you're back on the YouTube after hour here. Waylon
Sounds
says,
good.
was it Marvin? No, it was not Marvin. It was between Raleigh and right before you got to Patty Vandenberg's place there. Victor Turnus is who it was. I knew it would come to me eventually. So Victor Turnus, he used to have this dog that would ride on the hood of his pickup.
Oh my God.
Right? I mean, he would jump on the hood of the pickup and he would go 55 miles an hour down the highway, and this dog would sit on the hood, literally sit on the hood and just be like a hood ornament, right? And there was a semi that met him on the highway 31. He was headed home. The semi was headed south. And the guy was looking at this, and he looked at like, what the heck is a dog doing on? And he wrecked his semi.
Oh my God.
And the state said that they'd made Victor put the dog inside or in the back of the pickup. You can no longer ride on the hood of his pickup.
Oh gosh, that's funny. I've never seen that. That'd be good to see.
Yeah. Oh man. Tell you what, Shelby, growing up back in the old days, man, there was some fun stuff going on.
Yeah, I wish, it would still be like that. Now the world is just so whacked out.
You got to come over to Slope County. I say that, when everybody asked me, they said, you grew up in Raleigh and in that area. Do you miss it? I said, absolutely, I miss it. I said, but I fit in Slope County so much better. I really, really do. I enjoy the people. I enjoy it's just old school. And I really, really like that so much. So, but
So you grew up in Raleigh?
What's that?
You grew up in Raleigh?
Yeah.
Dang, yeah. I remember. Do you remember their little the Raleigh rodeo days?
The Round Raleigh Arena. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, I remember that's where I started rodeoing when I did growing up there. We always went there in the summer every Wednesday night. Those are the good old days.
In the best part, so you've been into the Raleigh Rodeo Arena, and
Yeah.
the best seating around, because to the north side of the arena is the hill, and it's a very nice steep hill where everybody can sit and have a great view of the rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
But above that hill are the bathrooms.
Oh yeah,
Remember?
I remember.
Okay, and
yeah.
the bathrooms is nothing but a trough that runs downhill, and everybody sat right downhill of the damn toilets. I just get a kick out of that, That's when I realized I was a better announcer than I was a bronc rider. Gene Cox says a white hanky from a department store is 99 cents. A Dakota Prairie Outdoors endorsed white hanky with an antelope skull embroidered on it is $14.99. Yeah, it's exactly how things are endorsed anymore, right? I mean, you see this, if it says Sitka on it, it's got to be expensive.
Yep.
And there's plenty of other clothing lines out there. Granted, I love Sitka too. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But the problem with Sitka, so I had bibs and I was chasing a coyote down, and I had to run up very, very quickly and get on top of this coyote. And I laid down really quick, and I laid in a whole patch of cactus.
Oh no.
Shot the coyote, and I stood up. And to this day, I cannot get those fine cactus needles out of those bibs. No matter what I do, I cannot get them out. So I had to throw those bibs away.
Oh.
So I wish they would come up with a hunting clothing that would be tough enough on the outside where you can lay in different type of, I didn't purposely lay in cactus, but I mean, sometimes it happens. Out in my country, we have cactus everywhere. But it would be nice if it was like Duluth Trading Company. They had that fire hose type of clothing. I wish they'd make, something tough like that, but still soft enough to be able to walk quietly and sneak up on things.
Oh yeah, I know. Even I was running the cactuses when we're antelope hunting.
Yeah.
And there was, or even when we went down to Texas and we hunted turkeys this last Easter, they have those really, I mean, they've got like every cactus plant you can imagine. And like there was those little fine ones you're talking about, but you'd even just like barely touch them. You just had like 1,000 in your hand. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah, we have so much. So Brian Warner post here, he said, Fred Bear said the best camouflage is to sit and be quiet because your grandpa hunted in a red flannel shirt. And that's so I don't wear camouflage anymore. I just stick with my jeans and my Carhartt jacket that I go out every day. I fence in it. I feed cows in it. I ride horse in it. I round up in it. All of the animals are used to seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, here's another text from Minnesota. The most important equipment to take along antelope hunting is tweezers.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, yeah. Well, Shelby, I'm going to go feed cows and try to get some elk hunting in here today because it's finally the wind went down for the first time in a week.
Yeah, I know. We wanted a deer hunt. We got in a little late last night because we forgot so Connor's family breeds and sells red labs. So we were supposed to bring a puppy back up here and we forgot it. And when we got to New Underwood, we had to turn around and get it. So I'm puppy sitting right now.
New Underwood, huh? Okay. All right. All right. Well, Shelby, we'll catch you later. Have yourself a good day.
Thanks, you too.
You bet. See ya. Bye. Cow boss. Just finishing here. Just shutting down my internet.